Moving off and stopping. The prepare, observe and move routine. Prepare. Getting the car ready to move. Before driving, you need to start the engine. And, before starting the engine, you need to make the safety checks. These are that the handbrake is firmly applied and that the gear lever is in the neutral position. These checks are essential to prevent the risk of the car jerking forwards when you try to start the engine. In some cars, you might also need to press the brake or clutch pedal when starting the car. This is an extra safety feature. In most cars, you start the engine by turning the ignition key, although some cars have what is called keyless ignition. These cars will have a push-button start. The ignition switch has various positions. The first position switches power to auxiliaries such as the radio. The second position will switch on the ignition system and the warning lights will come on. The final position starts the engine. You might have to move the steering wheel a little to release the steering lock before the key will turn. As soon as the engine starts, let go of the key. This prevents the risk of damage to the starter motor. After starting the engine, your next job is to select first gear. To do this, press the clutch pedal down to the floor and hold it down. Pressing the clutch down disconnects the engine from the wheels when a gear is selected. Without this, the gear lever would jam or the car would jerk forwards. Next, select first gear by pushing the gear lever to the left and then sliding it forward into first gear. It can be useful to use the palming method as shown here when selecting the gear. This will help to ensure that you don't select an incorrect gear by mistake. Keeping the clutch pedal down, gently press the gas pedal. This is often referred to as setting the gas. The reason for pressing the gas pedal is because at tick-over speed, the engine will not normally have enough power to move off smoothly and easily. By pressing the gas pedal slightly and then holding it steady, you will increase the power level sufficiently for a smooth start. The sound you want is sometimes described as a lively, even hum. Some cars have a rev counter. This shows the engine speed. With a rev counter, you can see when the engine power is sufficient. The next job is to start the process of connecting the engine to the wheels. Bring the clutch pedal up slowly until you find the biting point, and then hold it absolutely still. The biting point is the point at which you hear a drop in the engine sound and/or see the needle of the rev counter drop. The engine is slowed down slightly at this point because the brakes are holding the car back as the engine tries to make it move. You might feel the car dip on its suspension. Holding both feet still is important when you find the biting point, otherwise the car might move forwards prematurely or the engine could stall. The skill of holding the clutch at or around the biting point is one of the most important things that you will learn during your lessons. This skill is usually described as clutch control. Clutch control is the foundation for slow-speed manoeuvring. Key points for preparing the car. Handbrake neutral. Check that the handbrake is on and that the gear is in the neutral position. Start the engine by turning the ignition key or using a push button. Select first gear. The palming method will help you find the right gear. Set the gas. Press the gas pedal gently and hold it still. Find the biting point, the point at which the engine tries to move the car. Then, keep both feet still.